Clydesdale Media. Fueled by C4, Cellucor, and Extend. Use the code Clydesdale to get 20% off at checkout at c4energy.com. The 2023 season series with some amazing athletes. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notifier so you're first to know when new episodes are available.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. I'm Kat Shearer. This is the Clydesdale Media presents athletes of the 2023 CrossFit Games semifinals. And we are here with Makenna Enslin. Makenna, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity. I'm so excited.
Awesome. So it's Tuesday. Did you work out today?
Oh, yes. I was off from clinical today. So I worked the weekend, so I had off today. Went in the gym in the morning, did a little session, then came back home, and eat some lunch, and then head back into bed. I'm gonna finish up and then coach in the evening.
Okay. So you're a PT?
Yes, I'm a student still. Couple more weeks, but yeah, student physical therapist.
Where are you going to school?
I'm at University of Scranton right now, and I'm currently doing a clinical rotation in St. Luke's Hospital in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Ah, okay. You're not too far from me. I'm in Delaware,
Oh, excellent. Awesome.
right
Yeah.
outside of Philly. So that's not far. But
Awesome.
are you from Scranton?
Yes, I was raised in like the rural area, like outside of it, like 30 minutes outside. And then I started attending school at University of Scranton. Now I live in Scranton.
Got it. How far away is
Mm.
Bethlehem? That feels like a hike.
Oh, it's like an hour, 15 minutes. It's quite
Well,
a drive.
that's not cool.
No.
Only a couple more weeks though, and then you're free to go. Do you have plans for the future in terms of jobs? Are you sort of gambling on this CrossFit Games thing to see what happens?
So actually, I just accepted a position at a outpatient physical therapy clinic in Clark Summit. It's called Impact Physio. And the owner, John Salva, he's like really tight with my CrossFit affiliate. So
Oh, nice.
hopefully get to kind of blend my love of CrossFit and physical therapy together as a career. So I'm really excited.
That's great. Yeah, I've always thought that was kind of a cool blending of things. You know, it seems like the perfect combination, CrossFit
Absolutely.
and PT. And I think it's important for, like, I've been to a couple of PTs, and the ones that sort of understand what we do as CrossFit athletes just makes such a huge difference. And I feel like some of the ones that don't really get it, especially when I send my clients to PT, and it's that whole, what is it, treat and street? You know, you want to like pick them and then get them on, can you go to the bathroom? Can you walk? Can you do
Right.
your job? That's one thing. But, I would always fill out the forms and everything would be like, yes, I can sit on the toilet. Yes, I can tie my shoes. Yes, I can drive a car. Yes, I can go to work. And it's like, but I can't do the things that I want to do. And
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
where I need the help. So we need more people like you in the field. So
Yes, like it's as an athlete, it's so important that we like nitpick, and if something's a little bit painful, it's
right.
let's work on that. Like you said, if you can go to the bathroom and function fine, like that's great.
That's not
But
good enough.
exactly, yeah, we need to be like on our best performance all the time.
I love it. I love it.
Mhm.
So you've been in this CrossFit game officially with the Open since about 2017. Do you want to talk us through sort of your origin story of how you found this amazing sport that we all love so much?
Absolutely. So it all started with my parents and my aunt and my uncle. They
Okay.
started following CrossFit.com programming in my aunt's basement. I want to say I was about 12 years old at the time. And they would just do like modified workouts. I would jump in here and there as a 12-year-old doing the best I could. And then
Were your parents always active like that? Because I didn't grow up with active parents, so that's kind of weird.
Yeah, they really started caring about their health, like, around that era. They kind of went into the journey together, my parents and then my aunt, my uncle. So,
Okay.
they would work out, about a couple times a week, 4 to 5 times a week. And then actually my aunt started her own affiliate, alongside of her business partner, Kalina and Mark Cabbage, and that is now CrossFit Vertex,
No way.
which
Okay.
Paige Semenza trains at too. So my aunt was a co-owner of that for 10 years. She's recently stepped out of the business, but So I've had like a kind of a family upbringing within the gym.
That's nice.
I was in and out of CrossFit for I kind of started back up in high school. I was a sophomore in high school, so around 16, 17 years old. I kind of used it as like a supplement training for I was a competitive cheerleader.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
and
all star,
yes. Yep.
base or flyer?
I was a back spot.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I'm pretty tall. I'm 5'6".
Okay.
So I had those long arms too. So I had to, always save those stunts and everything.
Right. How about your tumbling? What level were you?
I was up to like a level 5 on a decent
Like
day. I was
canister?
on a level 5 team, but I wasn't really a tumbler too much, but I had like some of the basic skills, but mostly I was on it for stunting. I went to Worlds twice. Um so it kind of fitted in CrossFit in between being on a level 5 team.
Okay.
Isn't really too like, permissive. So I would go like 2 to 3 times a week just for like some supplement like conditioning.
Did you have
Um
to get that approved? I know, like, at my
they
daughter's gym, if she did another sport, like, they had to approve her to do it because
They were okay with me doing that because it was kind of like conditioning. They were obsessed
supplemental.
with us, like, getting extra conditioning in, and they saw, like, the improvements that I was making in terms of, like, my, like, capacity and, like, my strength, and they were pretty cool with it as long as I wasn't, like, too beat up from it when I was only going, like, 2 to 3 times a week for just, like, a one-hour affiliate class, so it wasn't
Yeah, yeah.
too much. But,
So
yeah, like you said, they didn't like us doing other sports either.
yeah, and when you do all-star cheer, you can't do another sport really. It's
Absolutely
gotta
not.
have the time
No.
because you're training, year round, even though the season's like what, like December through May or something
Right.
like that, but you're getting all that choreography in the summer and you're figuring
Yep.
all that out. Um, that's interesting. Because I imagine
Yes.
you're pretty athletic and you could probably have done any sport and done well with it, but, was there
Mhm.
any point in time during high school when you kind of regretted that and wished you had maybe done an organized sport?
Um, I don't think so. I think that finding cheerleading was for me, and it taught me so many lessons, like team building and just discipline, and time management on top of school and everything. I think the lessons that I took away from cheer just I really am thankful for it. Like I didn't have much time outside to like be with friends or do like, outside sports like school sports, but um I think as a person, I'm so grateful for the lessons that it taught me. So yeah, I don't have any regrets with that at all.
It checked all the boxes.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
your family is your family,
Yeah.
that's sort of the people you hang out with, so that's interesting.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Alright,
Yeah.
so All-Star Cheer, did you do that through your till you were eligible, like, till you were 18?
So, that was the plan.
Okay.
Going into my senior year, I was captain of my level 5 team, and, we
What was
had
the
some
name
good
of your team?
hopes.
What was the name of your
I was on World Cup, it was called Blackout at the
Oh,
time.
World Cup, I know World Cup, yeah, okay.
Yep, yep. So they kind of joined with us. The gym was originally called Keystone Extreme.
Okay,
And then we started working with World Cup, and then they kind of bought out our gym, and we became like a satellite
okay.
gym through World Cup. So World Cup Scranton is what it's called now. So that was named my team. I was going to be captain of the team, and then I was doing a full round of back full the one day during summer conditioning, and I felt a pop in my knee,
Oh, no.
and I got an MRI, and I ended up having a complete tear of my ACL and my medial meniscus. So that took me out for the entire season, which was really heartbreaking.
Yeah,
But kind of a blessing in disguise. I found CrossFit as like my main sport after that, just kind of trying to build up my conditioning again. I was able to go more during the week because I had more time. As you know, that
sure.
all starts relating. There's no time to really do too much. But senior year, I kind of laid back a little bit, got to
Okay.
see my friends a lot more, my family, and then started attending CrossFit a lot more. So I didn't cheer in college or anything like that. I just kind of kept on attending CrossFit, and so yeah, that and ever since then, I've just been being consistent with it, and I love it. So.
At what point did you, decide to sort of be competitive with it? Was it sort of after that year? coming back from the ACL tear?
Yeah,
Well,
I remember I did the open, after that year. That was my first open, but I wasn't really competitive. It was just kind of like a participation thing. I really didn't have any interest in being competitive until the first year of quarterfinals. I like kind of accidentally did better than I thought. I think I placed in, so at the time it was just out of North America.
Mhm.
I think I placed like 350th in North America.
346. Yep, 346.
And okay, gotcha. And I was shocked. Um,
Mhm.
so at that point, I said, okay, like maybe I could do better. And I kind of sat down with the affiliate owner, Kalina, and we kind of just discussed, hey, like maybe it's time to just try some different programming and follow like a competitor's track, and just see where it goes.
So what kind of programming are you following now?
Right now, I'm following MISFIT Athletics. I'm on the MFT program.
And Paige is doing that too, right? Like,
Oh
you
yes, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I have such a fun time learning from her and everything. I get to train with her a few days a week. Sometimes our schedules don't really line up. I'm pretty much full time with my clinical, so the weekends are super fun to do with her. You know, we kind of do like a little like mini training camp on Saturdays and Sundays. And then when I'm on breaks from school, we like kind of hit it hard and
Mhm.
train during the week and stuff.
So you made some huge leaps, top 200, let's call it, last year
Mhm.
into the top 20. Uh,
Yeah,
what do you
I
attribute that to?
honestly, I attribute
Or
it
is there gonna be like a
to
natty or not on you or something?
I
Mhm.
know, I'm, like, nervous, but I just it's
You're
just a
peaking. I'm
mindset.
coming to your own.
Yeah, I think it's just a mindset switch. I mean, I switched programming. Took out a whole bunch of stuff in my life that didn't, agree with the competitor's lifestyle. Like, I mean, I'll admit it, I'm in college, I used to go out with my friends and, you
How old are
know
you?
I'm 25.
Yeah, you're still young. Okay.
Right. So, I would do the competitor stuff and, have fun on the weekends and eat whatever I want and be up all night and
Mhm.
everything. And then, but this year I wanted just to see what would happen. And I gave it everything. I started eating clean. I started training with Paige and, really just listening to my body and building what Misfit calls that athlete IQ on like, learning about yourself. And I mean, I don't honestly don't know what made such a big difference. I know that the open this year in terms of programming was kind of like a wheelhouse for me. I got
Okay.
pretty lucky with the open workouts. Last year with there being no max out, really dropped my standings a lot. I'm definitely more of a heavy hitter. So having the return of the one rep max this year really helped my standings. Um, but and overall, I would just say like discipline and consistency and, just, dialing in everything outside of the gym.
Yeah. So let's talk about your wheelhouse stuff. You said
Mhm.
you're more of a strength biased
Yes.
athlete.
Yes, absolutely. Olympic lifting. I love snatching. I love cleans. Anything like that. Heavy barbell in a workout.
Mhm.
I
That's
love
good because strength is really hard to build if you don't have
absolutely.
it, and especially, you're on the younger side, and it takes a lot of years, and it sounds like with your background in cheer, especially being a back spot, like you were
Right.
hauling,
Yeah.
right? You're lifting a lot.
Yes, exactly. And my dad used to work with me a lot. He's a certified Olympic weightlifting coach. So
Nice.
he would work with me on my technique and stuff. So that's kind of my background with that. But I also love anything on the machines. The Echo bike, I just love to make it hurt, like, and just feel that like fire in my lungs. And the rower, the skier, anything on the machines,
Power
long,
output.
short. What's that?
Power output.
Oh, yes, yeah, power output in general. Um, I'm not the best at it, but I love, like, handstands, like handstand walks, handstand push-ups, wall
Okay.
climbs. They're fun. So hopefully I get to see some of that in semis.
Now with Adrian doing a lot of the programming, we're back to a lot of classic gymnastics stuff. Is that something that maybe is more of an opportunity for you, or are you feeling like pretty dialed in with that as well?
I think if it were to be anything on the pull-up bar, I'm gonna struggle a little bit. I'll admit it. Or maybe like if we see that strict legless rope climb,
Hmm.
we're not gonna do too hot, but that's okay. It's okay. I'm just excited to see kind of my growth in that too, because I've been working so hard on that. Anything like upper body pulling, rope climbs, chest to bars, bar muscle ups, ring muscle ups. We tend to kind of hit that about 2 to 3 times a week. So I'm curious to see like kind of how I compare in the semis field.
Yeah, it'll be a good comparison. How about any
Mhm.
other like outside competitions you've done? Like, have you done TFX, Wadapalooza, any of those larger competitions?
Yeah, I tried to qualify for Wadapalooza this year. I for the individual.
Okay.
I didn't make it. I got pretty hammered by there was a workout with pull-ups, chest to bar muscle ups, and there was shuttle runs in between. So
Okay.
it was just pulling, pulling,
Also, like,
pulling,
yeah.
and running. And it just dropped me down so far. There was no coming back from that. And TFX was, I think the qualifier for that was only a few weeks after Wadapalooza, and I was just so mentally drained and like discouraged from not making Wadapalooza that I was like, I'm not ready
Yeah.
to do this right now. So I just said like, as an athlete, I feel like it's going to be more beneficial for me just to lay off the qualifiers and the competitions until the open shows up. But other than that, I've done a few local comps, nothing super competitive. And
And
I did Wadapalooza like in 2018, I think,
okay. So
just for
nothing
fun.
nothing at this level 3 days long.
No, no, yeah, this will be a first for me.
Have you done any kind of weekend simulations yet?
So
I guess
I have like we'll do like a 3 day in a row or a 4 day in a row stretch, and I tend to do about like anywhere between like 3 to 4 pieces per day. Usually about two metcons and then like a lift and a skill,
mhm.
something like that. So in terms of like volume, I think I'll be okay. I think it'll just be a question of intensity, because I
Okay.
know that competition day intensity is a lot different than like a training day. So
Yeah.
that'll be the real test.
I think too, just based on the volume of athletes that we've interviewed, it seems like first big competitions, there's a couple things like, um, mindset, attitude. When something comes that's maybe not in your wheelhouse and it's the first workout, and you sort of have to, dig out,
Right.
and sort of stay positive. And I think the second thing is really nutrition. I think
Yep.
people really underestimate, the kind of fuel that they need to provide their bodies over the course of those 3 days. So, I'm not an expert, but those are the things that I would,
Yes.
focus on as a novice competitor in some of these larger scale competitions to really try to figure
Absolutely.
out. Do you have a nutrition coach, or are you kind of on your own at this point?
Yeah, so actually, I just started working with it's a company called Be Fueled Nutrition. My coach, her name is Rachel Skinner. She's also a misfit athlete. So she's been helping me out trying to dial in the numbers and the timing. So I just started working with her, but before that, I was just kind of on my own, just kind of listening to my body, like, oh, is it fatigue? Let me eat some more carbs, everything like that. But I've also been getting a lot of help from Paige in terms of like you said, all that like mindset and the nutrition and all that. She has been so helpful in giving me like little tidbits of advice because she's such a veteran in the
Yeah.
sport and has so much experience in the competition setting. And both her and I recognize that, like, this semis experience is going to be so much different than doing quarterfinals in my box where I'm comfortable and I have all my same equipment and, the same people are cheering me on in my similar environment. So she's been really helping me and, like, giving me little tips on how I can kind of dial everything in and get the mindset right. going into the competition.
And you guys will be competing against each other, right?
Yes, we will. Yeah. I think I'm right behind her in the standings actually. So
So even
pretty funny.
potentially in the same heat, maybe next to each other even.
Yeah, I wonder how they'll split up the heats because it's 60
Yeah, we don't
instead
know.
of 30. I don't know if they'll do 15 or 20 at a time. I feel like 10 people in a heat would be a little bit too long of a
Yeah,
day, but
I've heard four heats of 15. I've heard three heats of 20. That's a big rig.
yeah, I
Hard
know.
from a production quality perspective. So not really sure how that'll go, but we're gonna find out for sure.
Right. Yeah, we'll see.
Have you started to prepare? What's like who's taking your coach's pass? Who's coming with you? What do you
Yeah,
pack?
so my boyfriend Wyatt will be taking my coach's pass.
Okay.
He's kind of like
Is he
my
your
main
your person? Can he
yes,
calm you down
he's
and build you up and all
mhm.
that good stuff? Good.
He has been my biggest supporter, rock, therapist, training partner, like through this whole experience. He's I would give him like the title of my coach. Like I get the programming from Misfit, but he'll look at it, tell me how to, strategize it, or he'll give me like extra accessories to do to kind of give me like a little bit more weakness work. And he always trains with me if Paige isn't training with me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna keep him down with me. And then my parents are gonna be coming down with me too.
Nice.
We'll be staying in a little suite together with a full kitchen and all that stuff.
Okay.
Mhm.
Um, does Wyatt do you ever beat Wyatt in workouts?
Um, yes. We try to like kind of alter the programming. It's kind of selfish for me, but he understands. Um, to to make it so that's like a little bit more of a competitive race. So that
Yeah,
way I can like reach
chase him.
and try to reach him. But before getting this whole like, competitors' aspirations in my mind, we used to compete at the box together in class all the time. And it was kind of like a who's going to win, Makenna or Wyatt. And it kind of be like a 50-50, um, depending on the day. But he is a night shift nurse, so he doesn't really have like the time or the energy to, have the full competitor aspiration. But he's super fit though. Like he did quarterfinals and he's been, improving every single year. Super proud of him. So yeah, we just have fun with it.
That's cool.
Mhm.
Any thoughts on what's going on with CrossFit these days? Like
You
CrossFit
know,
HQ, CrossFit affiliate stuff. You're a coach at your affiliate, right? So,
yeah.
um, what do you think?
I just think that there's a lack of direction. And I feel like this year is going to be a super important year for the company to see what the heck is going to happen. And I think that we need to kind of bridge this gap in between CrossFit as a company and the CrossFit Games. I feel like they are way too separate right now. And I don't know if we need to kind of bring more games into the CrossFit community or bring more of that CrossFit community into the games. Something needs to happen where we need to kind of, bridge that gap together.
Yeah.
I just, I don't like how separate it is nowadays. But
So there's some
I,
rumors going around that Dave Castro is going to be a little bit more involved in sort of both sides of that, and that
okay.
kind of speaks to what you're talking about. And Eric says here that Dave Castro has to become a cornerstone in the place that has to bring back some structure and accountability to HQ. Yeah, I think that might happen. I know I'm
Absolutely.
not sure what happens this year, like right now for the games, but it's certainly
Mhm.
something um, that could happen in the future. So yeah, it's just
Yes.
crazy the change in ownership and the change in direction and switching gears. And
Mhm.
now from an affiliate side, like, do you guys get a lot of support from it? Like, do you use those roundtable things? Are you getting programming from CAP? Like, what kind of things does your affiliate do to sort of leverage the relationship with HQ? If you assuming
So
you have some insight there.
right. So the affiliate owner, Kalina, she does all the programming
Okay.
for us. We do have like a coach, like all the additional coaches, like we rotate and pick every Friday, but Kalina does all the programming. for us. And we kind of broken away from like the traditional like CrossFit programming like format, like traditional like warm up, Olympic lift or skill, and then like a short, maybe like a 10 to 15-minute workout. Our kind of format is a little bit longer of a workout, with some rest in between, anywhere between like 20 to 30 minutes of a workout. I think we kind of like figured out that like our specific like clientele and our athletes prefer like the longer style workout, just to kind of feel like they get a better
Okay.
workout in.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't exactly follow like the stuff that they provide for us.
Yeah, I was
Um,
really excited that CAP is gonna be free now starting in May, and,
mhm.
I had used, like, some samples of it over the summer because I do the programming here for my gym, and lately, we've been using, Christy and Patrick O'Connell's programming from CrossFit Polaris. Um,
Oh,
they have a IBEX training that I've been using, and incorporating in, it's really nice. It's the same thing, like, it sort of elongates the hour,
right.
and makes it it's a little more tailored towards, the kind of folks that come to my gym. But I was interested in the cap again. I was like, oh, let me take a look at it. And it's very much like .com, which is
Mhm,
just kind of, I don't feel like it's conducive to a class. And you'll get, all of these traditionalists that'll say like, oh, it's fine. You'll still get fit. Like, just do it. You know,
mhm,
5x5 deadlift is your workout for one day. And then like your next day, it's like run a 5K. And then the next day it's whatever. And it just doesn't, I understand that you're going to get fit,
mhm.
but it's just not like conducive to a community of people, at least in my affiliate, that they'd be into that. Like they would complain so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about like giving them like their hour and just, giving them the best hour of my day so that
Right.
they can have their best hour. And I think that just that argument of like, trust the process, trust programming. I don't vibe with that. I'm a very much like scientifically based person that needs, explanation and physiology and
So structured.
everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I completely agree with you.
That's cool. Well, let's wrap it up here. We'll just take it back to semis. Something you're most looking forward to. Like what are your goals for the weekend? What are you hoping to soak up?
Yeah, I just want to get out there, and I know that's super, cliche, but it's my first, individual competition, and I want to have fun. I want to see what it feels like to be on the floor and just doing my best, having I keep telling myself high standards but low expectations, wanting to give my best every single event, but, the outcome doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, it's gonna be such a cool experience for you. Scott, the Clydesdale will be there, so he'll
Awesome.
definitely introduce himself to you and touch base, and, I hope that all your expectations are met. I want you to eat a lot of food and have a great time and just soak it all in.
Oh, yes, I'll be eating all the carbs and having just the best time ever,
Yeah,
so thank
and then,
you.
this time next year when you make it again, we'll have a different conversation about, like, which podium spot you're going for.
Oh my goodness. Well, we'll
Sound
see.
good?
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Hey, I really appreciate your time, McKenna, and best of luck to you in the semis.
Thanks so much, Kat.
Yeah, you're welcome.